What are we at now? What's this? The Julio Foolio trial day 7 for your homegirl Alicia? Wow. So we're gonna step through some of the footage here where we're gonna see the judge get at her as her and her lawyer and her defense tried to introduce an angle of domestic disputes between her and her boyfriend that was allegedly one of the shooters that was out there going from spot to spot, stalking and hunting down Julio Foolio the night he was shot up and taken out, right? I see why they tried to pitch the whole angle. If you can try to bring into court without her even taking a stand, yeah, my client was abused. She was forced to be here. She didn't know nothing about what's going on, why she was in that car that night. She's just riding along with her boyfriend. She's just doing what she's been told. And then the question becomes, or the narrative becomes, all right, well, she's just some ditzy girl in the driver's seat. No, you introduce the angle of domestic abuse. I've been following around my boyfriend. I do what I'm told. I don't question back too much. Why did I hand him my phone in that parking lot? Because we done had them issues before where he done hit on me over my phone. I understand the angles. The judge turned around and said, if you're going to play that, you know you got to take the stand, right? Your client has the witness up there, which means that she can also get cross-examined, no? It's always one of those like, damn if you do, damn if you don't. To this day, some people say, what would have happened if Tory Lanez would have testified? We'll never know. But this girl's taking her shot. And if you ask me, it's kind of like a last resort. I think her lawyers at this point probably would have had to talk her into it like shit. The only thing you could do is as best as possible without snitching. And some of y'all going to determine whether you feel like she threw her boyfriend under the bus or not. But without snitching, try to create some separation as to why you were there. We have to make this jury believe that you wasn't part of the whole elaborate setup. You was just there by chance and association. Let's step through the footage, see how y'all feel. Y'all gonna call early bullshit? All right, let's see what the judge got to say at first.
So with regards to, we've had multiple discussions about the victim state of mind. I'm going to repeat that there is no defense of duress in the state of Florida for homicide. And that's stated explicitly at
No
Corojo,
state of duress.
CRUJO versus State 424 Southern 2nd 43. Second DCA said, coercion is a recognized defense to a criminal charge, except where an innocent life is taken. There is one case out of the third DCA, Wright versus State, and I think we've discussed this previously. The third DCA reiterated there's no duress defense in an intentional homicide case or any homicide case whatsoever. And in fact, that's at 402 Southern 2nd 493, 1981 third DCA case. And that court stated Florida has recognized the common law defense of duress as a defense to crimes other than homicide. Okay. The common law has steadfastly refused to recognize any compulsion, even the threat of death, as sufficient to excuse taking the life of another. Legal recognition of duress as a defense to crimes other than homicide necessarily assumes a working hypothesis that a harm or crime of greater magnitude is avoided when the subjected person succumbs to the duress. So duress is not a defense in a homicide case. However, in the same opinion, the court did discuss duress as negating state of mind. And in specifically, that court stated, having decided that duress is not a defense to the intentional killing of another, we now address the question of whether evidence of duress, even though imperfect, which serves to show that Wright did not act with a premeditated design to kill the victim or with a depraved mind, requires us to produce the defendant's conviction for second-degree murder to a conviction for manslaughter.
That's it. That's all you can get in the state of Florida, basically. The judge is clearly reading out the law there. Like, okay, this whole state of duress, i.e., I'm here because I'm with this abusive relationship and abusive boyfriend, right? If you're going to claim that, it will not remove you from the taking place of an actual homicide. The best that it can get you is as far as your mind state. Premeditated murder, we know, is always going to carry a heavier sentence than something that you just tripped and fell into. Like, oh, I bumped into this guy. He looked at me. I looked at him. I pulled out my gun and I shot him. That's not premeditated, right? You're going to say that's a spur of the moment thing. But in this case, like she's mentioning, just 100% homicide dropping down to a manslaughter. Premeditated murder, manslaughter. Is that what she's at the point of? Where I just need to work up my defense team and figure out how I can reduce this as much as possible. I feel like they all are acting like she's guilty at this point. Her mannerisms have been like she's guilty. The judge has been talking to her like she's guilty. Her defense has been from what we've seen. Can we just get you with a manslaughter at this point? Because the judge ain't going.
The answer to this question depends in our view on whether the person, such as the defendant, who aids and abets another in the commission of a murder, must herself be shown to have the state of mind required for the homicide. Because we find the rule in Florida to be that aiders and abettors may be convicted either upon proof of their own state of mind or upon proof that they knew that the person aided had the requisite state of mind, evidence that the aider and abettor knew that the principal had a premeditated design to kill or a depraved mind, will support the aider and abettor's conviction for first or second degree murder. And essentially, in that case, the court seemed to open the door to at least the possibility that some type of threat or harm could be admissible to go to the defendant's state of mind. Okay, which is why I ruled initially the way that I did. And I told you guys then, I said, listen, you can get up in opening statements and you can make this point, but this only comes in if the defendant testifies, because all that's relevant is her state of mind on the date of the offense and why she did or didn't do something. Nobody can come in here and extrapolate and say, well, they used to fight a lot and he would beat her up and therefore she must have been scared. That's inadmissible. It's irrelevant. So, and as I indicated, if the defendant testifies, and if she testifies that there were issues of domestic violence between her and Mr. Chance, and that's why she was in fear, if the state cross-examines her to the point that it appears they're challenging whether that domestic violence actually occurred, then the door would be open for the defense to call other witnesses to support that. At this time, there's nothing in the record that she was in fear of anything, nothing to do with her state of mind. So, okay.
The defense has never requested to use duress as a defense in this case, because I also am aware of the case law. I never asked for a duress jury instruction. I did not intend to ask for a duress jury instruction. What we asked for was to show the previous abuse, to show Ms. Andrews' state of mind in this case, which is very relevant in a first-degree murder case. That is what we asked for. This was never I want to put up domestic violence as a defense to the first-degree attempted murder. First-degree murder and conspiracy to commit first-degree murder. That was never our position. In this case, Ms. Andrews and what the state has done on the redirect of Detective Ramos is asking, showing text messages of Alicia yelling or cursing at Isaiah Chance, her former boyfriend, in an aggressive manner, and asking Detective Ramos, does it look like Ms. Andrews was afraid of Isaiah Chance a week before? This is not the day of, this is the week before. They've asked that question. So in my view, they've opened the door to any of this stuff to come in. They've made it relevant, her state of mind, whether she was afraid of Mr. Chance. So that is one issue to decide. The second thing is, if it is relevant, which it is, Ms. Andrews' state of mind, that evidence should not be blocked and only filtered through Ms. Andrews. Of course, another witness cannot speak to an individual's state of mind, but they can speak to the incidents that they have been a witness to, and they can speak to the abuse that she suffered. They just cannot make the connection to say that because she was a part of.
But if they can't make that connection, then why should they be able to testify to it? If they can't make the connection, why is it relevant? So then are you going to stand in front of the jury and make the argument, well, extrapolate jurors, even though we don't have any evidence in this case that she was scared, you need to extrapolate what these witnesses said, and then therefore you should assume she was scared, which is why she did all of this. Is that what you're planning on doing?
No. And what you're describing.
Yo, you cannot make me believe the judge ain't ready to just say, yo, what are we waiting for? Guilty, right? Guilty. What are we waiting for? You heard the judge? She said so she could get up here and convince us of all of that. Yo, should a judge even say that? Are your lawyers ready to appeal? Are you not taking notes out of Diddy shit? Like, oh, hell no. That judge said what as sentencing? Appealing based on them words right there. I can't believe the judge said that. She not even coming off impartial. A judge's job is supposed to be like moderator, right? Like I'm here as a neutral party to moderate. Defense, prosecution, you guys gonna duke it out and then let the jury decide. And then when they decide, it comes to me and I hand down sentencing, hopefully based on the guidelines, right? That's the judge's job. But she's talking like, fuck this chick. And I ain't on this chick's side. I think she's guilty and belongs underneath the jail too. The way that this shit is looking so far. You know what I'm saying? But god damn, the judge. That's why I ain't a judge. The judge just tripped out. No, we're going to play it again. The judge tripped out on her, B.
How do you say that? You need to extrapolate what these witnesses said, and then therefore you should assume she was scared, which is why she did all of this. Is that what you're planning on doing?
No. And what you're describing is sort of the circumstantial evidence that the state is presenting for this entire trial and asking the jury to make inferences and extrapolate the evidence to come to the conclusion that this Andrews is guilty of these crimes.
Well, do you have any case law on point that allows you to do what you're asking to do?
That allows a witness to testify about what they witnessed. I mean, the case law is relevant. Give me a second.
Okay, Jake, what's your response?
Judge, first of all, you not open the door that Mr. McClymont specifically asked on cross-examination of the detective whether or not they asked her if she was fearful of any of her co-defendants. That was brought up by Mr. McClymont. As far as, again, these witnesses, Joel Jordan and Jacayla Robinson, they did not witness any of the abuse between the defendant and Isaiah Chance. All that they had was information that was relayed to them after the fact by the defendant. And the time period for that was...
I swear to God, that's the case, B. They just said, what? So she'd come up here and say all this so you could get me here and sit me there right next to Britney Spears. Christina Aguilera better switch me chair. Yo! The judge said, what are we doing here? You really want to try to let me allow y'all to come with this bullshit without her taking a stand and testifying about domestic disputes so y'all could prove what? That she didn't know nothing about nothing as far as the night in court? I can't believe the judge said that shit, B. But we're going to talk about when she actually takes the stand. We got the footage. We're going to play it. Hold on.
Months before this. In fact, most of it, they did not give a time period. I think the earliest or the latest that they could give was sometime in April for when they last saw, I guess, a photograph or saw her on some sort of FaceTime. So, Judge, our point would be that it does go to relevancy at this point. There is nothing, if we're talking specifically about her state of mind when this homicide is occurring, they have no knowledge about that whatsoever.
Okay, and so I could finish. An individual that speaks on what a person has been through with an individual, it's linking up evidence. So, of course, they can't speak to the same mind of an individual, but if an individual is going through something with another individual, and that relationship that the two of them share will show a different type of relationship than what the state is painting, which is that these people are really so in love that Alicia Andrews would do anything for Isaiah Chance, then that is relevant. Like, it should be allowed to come in that that's not the relationship that the two of them share. So I don't intend on saying or asking the witness, hey, do you think that Alicia Andrews was afraid of Isaiah Chance on the day of this murder? Right? If she's afraid of Isaiah Chance a year before all of this stuff happens, if she's afraid of him a year before it happens, it seems as though the state is saying that if it wasn't on the day of, if she wasn't afraid on the day of, or if we don't have proof that on the day of she's afraid of him, that evidence from the week before, the month before, has no bearing on anything that happens after that. So it's like you're only afraid of somebody for one day, and after that you get over it, and you're no longer afraid of that person. The accuser stops for 1 second or for 1 minute, and you're just fine. Everything is okay with you and him, and you no longer have any reason to be afraid. It doesn't work like that, and they know that it doesn't work like that. They know how to decide what domestic violence works, and it's not to argue that, oh, because it happened a month or 2 months prior, the witness can only speak to it a month or 2 months prior to the actual incident in this case, and therefore that's too remote, or that doesn't have any bearing on whether she may have been afraid of him a month down the road. It's disingenuous to make that argument. So I think that even we have these witnesses that are lined up to testify, Julio Jordan and Jacayla Robinson, who have known Alicia Andrews for years and know the relationship with her and her former boyfriend. Those witnesses, at the very least, should be allowed to testify about these issues, subject to any link up with Ms. Andrews. And I don't, you're asking about case law. I don't know any case law that prevents a witness from testifying to relevant evidence that they have knowledge of, personal knowledge of. So,
but they have no knowledge of her state of mind on the day of the murder. They have none. Zero. They don't know what she was thinking. They don't know why she went with the defendant to Tampa. They don't know why she handed the phone to him there in the parking lot. She don't know why she was in the car with Isaiah Chance, allegedly following Julio Foolio. So it's irrelevant. It's irrelevant. And if you're not alleging duress, honestly, it makes it even more relevant.
Well, Judge, it's not about whether we're alleging duress. The element refers to the has to do with intent, so state of mind. So that has so many components to it other than duress. So, like, it's not about duress, it's about intent. It's about state of mind. So separate things. Just duress can be a part
Correct.
of.
And none of those witnesses can testify about her state of mind. None of them can.
Well, no witness can testify about anyone's state of mind, Judge. That doesn't mean that they can't testify about what they know about a relationship between two people.
Yeah, well, they can't if it's not, they can only if it's relevant, and it's not. So I'm going to abide by my previous ruling on this issue.
She's abiding by her previous ruling on this issue, she says. Is it me? Or there's only one target and one goal for this? If your whole argument is about the defendant's mental state on the night in question, then we're no longer debating if she's 100% innocent. We're just debating whether because it's conspiracy for murder, right? Which is still possibly going to carry her a life sentence, I believe, a possible life sentence. But if you're not arguing, I wasn't there, I didn't have nothing to do with nothing, we ain't shoot shit, blah, blah. My mental state, it's just bringing it down to manslaughter. What is manslaughter? What does a manslaughter? Let's see, mandatory sentence garner in Florida. Let's just see what a mandatory manslaughter is. What's a mandatory? A mandatory, it says up to 15 years in prison, $10,000 fine. Mandatory. Oh, okay. Actually, so legally, it can help. It's obviously not working with the judge, but it can help because a manslaughter says in the state of Florida, there's no mandatory minimum sentence unless. Oh, wait, I might be missing that. Unless a weapon is involved or other sentencing enhancements apply. Okay. What if the manslaughter is related to death by shooting? Does that have a minimum, a mandatory? Okay, based on Manslaughter Act, blah 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 blah. If it's all right, so there are mandatories if guns are involved. Yes, 10 years. All right, discharge 20 years. Discharge and caused a death by bodily harm or injury 25 to life. Oh no. Yeah, she's facing a 25 to life regardless, even if you drop it down to manslaughter. No, normally manslaughter, second degree felony is up to 15 years. But under the new firearms used and reclassification to first degree felony with a maximum of 30 years and 25 to life mandatory minimum. Okay. So I was trying to help her there. Actually, what are you fighting here? A life sentence versus with no parole versus a 25 to life. And I think she's 20 or 21 years old right now, right? If there's no option, if it's mandatory 25, then that to me means no option for probation. But can it be 25 with time in and time out? For the mandatory 25 to life due to death by shooting, manslaughter charge, can you serve some of the mandatory 25 years out on parole? Let's see. If you are sentenced to under Florida's 10 to 20 to life law, the manslaughter involving a firearm and death, you must serve the entire mandatory. I'm trying to help you here, shorty. I can't. I'm trying. I'm trying. So, if anything, I just feel like this whole thing is putting you closer to not being able to deny guilt. I just don't see the strong angle I don't see it. Do y'all really feel like dropping her down to a category of manslaughter brings you closer to beating this and being deemed innocent by the jury? I don't see the angle. All right, let's watch, before we watch her up on the stand, let's watch the lawyers get beat up a little bit more. They had a bad day.
Ms. Herrera, stop. Ms. Herrera, stop. I didn't ask you to talk.
I didn't know
Yeah, you do. You do. Stop, Miss Ferrer, you need to stop right now, because you know what? You've been making faces throughout this entire trial. This entire trial, yeah, you have been.
Okay.
And everything's been caught on video.
I know, and I
And-
also hope that the court has caught and noticed all of the gestures and the tone which was addressed yesterday from the state. But it's fine, no problem, I will do my best to.
Please do your best. Yeah, and your attitude
do
is
that.
very disrespectful. I'll note for the record. Okay, very good. You wouldn't mind moving. Let's bring him back in.
All right, let's move on. So she ended up taking a stand. The judge upheld her decision. You're not going to be able to go towards an angle of her mental state and bring in the whole narrative or testimony or position of domestic abuse unless her as a defendant gets up on that stand. So she comes back and she decides that's what she's going to do.
All right, Ms. Andrews, I need you to raise your right hand to be sworn.
Please swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Yes. Okay, very good. You may proceed.
Ms. Andrews, can you please turn to the jury and introduce yourself by name?
My name is Alicia Andrews.
All right, Ms. Andrews, you're charged with 2 counts. One is first-degree murder, and the other is conspiracy to commit first-degree murder. Did you know that Charles Jones was going to die on June 23rd of 2024?
No, I did not.
Did you have any involvement in Charles Jones's murder?
No, I did not.
Did anyone tell you anything about a plot to kill Charles Jones when you went to Tampa?
No, they didn't.
I want to take a step back. How old are you, Miss Andrews?
22,
And at the time of this incident, how old were you?
21.
Did you go to high school?
Yes.
Which high schools did you go to?
I went to Rains High School in Andrew Jackson.
How long did you go to Rains High School for?
Scale of 1 to 10 in the chat. Is she going to say Young and Ace's name on the stand? We're going to find out yes or no right now. Scale of 1 to 10. Go ahead, chat. Go. Is she about to say Young and Ace's name while she's on the stand?
I think it was like a year, I believe.
It was a year. Do you know what year that was?
I think maybe 2017, 2018.
All right.
One of those.
And on what side of town is Rains?
I think that's considered the north.
That's the north side?
I think so.
All right. And did you live on the north side at that time?
I'm like on the north/east.
Okay. And why were you going to Rains?
My sister was going there, so I wanted to go to a school where I knew somebody.
When you were at Rains High School, did you hear of a shooting that happened at Rains High School?
Yes.
All right. Was this shooting big news at the high school?
Yes.
Why?
I mean, everybody talked and it was at a football game, so police came, it was all over the media.
And was it made known to you who was involved in the shooting?
Yes.
All right. Who do you know was involved in the shooting?
I just would always hear the name Robert Howard, but I didn't really know him.
You didn't know him personally?
No, I would see him though, but I didn't know him.
Where would you see him at?
He would be at the football games or like the Christmas tournaments, and they would have like these track meets that everybody go to called Bob Hayes.
Okay. Did you leave Rains High School to go to another school?
Yes.
Why did you leave that school?
I mean, it just really wasn't for me, and my sister had already graduated by that time, so.
That's cheating. You hear how she's talking right now. You try to switch your vote.
Where did you end up going?
Andrew Jackson High School.
And where's that school?
I don't know what side of town it's supposed to be, north, I guess.
When you left Rains High School, did you have any friends still at Rains High School?
Yes.
Did you still communicate with those friends from Rains?
Yes.
Did you also have friends that went to the new school?
Yeah.
And do you maintain any friendships from either of those schools today?
Yes.
When did you meet Isaiah Chance?
It was like towards the end of 2021.
Towards the end of 2021?
Yeah, I think that was.
Well, tell me this. Were you in high school when you met him?
Yes.
And when did you graduate high school?
May 2021. I don't remember the date though. It was
Okay.
May.
All right. So when did you start to date Isaiah Chance?
I would consider that like in the summertime.
Summer of after you graduated?
Yes.
All right. Did you know him before? Did you know him before you started to date him?
I knew of him.
All right. What did you know of him?
He had a sister that I was close with not close with, but like cool with at Rains High School.
Okay. And when you started dating in May or after May of 2021, how long did that relationship last for?
It wasn't very long. We were on and off.
Did you ever live with Isaiah Chance?
No,
Where did you live?
I stayed with my parents.
All right. And did Isaiah Chance ever come over to your parents' home?
He never been inside, but he's picked me up.
All right. Did you at any point in time ever stay the night at Isaiah Chance's home?
Yes,
Who did he live with?
his mom and family members, like sisters.
How long would you stay, just generally, how long would you stay at Isaiah Chance's house?
Sometimes it would be a week or two or days. It depends, like, what I'm doing.
All right. Did you have a job?
It depends what year. I did have a job.
Well, what jobs did you have?
I worked at Amazon. I was a substitute teacher. I had a lot of jobs. Ulta Beauty, worked at Victoria's Secret. What else? I think that was all of them.
All right. When you were growing up at Rains or any of the Andrew Jackson High School, did you see any of the gang activity or the gang back and forth while you were in high school?
I saw it online.
All right. What types of things did you see online?
They would go on Instagram, like, and go live, and everybody would be sitting to everybody, like, are y'all watching? Like, we're young, we don't have nothing to do, so we'll be kind of tuned in, just watching.
All right. And when you say they are going live, who is they?
The victim in this case, he would go live, and I guess the other people that didn't like him.
All right. And who the other people that didn't like him at that time?
The individual that goes by Young and Ace.
Okay. So they would go back and forth on social media?
Yeah, along with other people.
Was this
Yo, they ain't pick him up yet. And I'm not laughing at the man's freedom. I'm just like, yo, how much Young and Ace is going to be tied into just this first trial for the first suspect? And his ass out there, there's no way he's just walking around la-di-da-di-da every day. Hey, good morning, neighbor. No. If I'm scared for him, I could only imagine how he feel every day he see his shit coming up like, fuck, they just played my video. Fuck, they talk about text messages. Damn, they said I'm the leader of the gang. The fucking lead detective said that he is the leader of the opposing gang. Here she is right now. Damn, son. All right, Ace.
popular conversation in school?
Yes,
And would people send these lives and these different things to each other?
yes,
Would people text about these things?
yes,
And would people talk about these things?
yes,
Would they talk about it at school, like at lunch?
yes,
Would they talk about it during practice and for sports?
yes,
Would they talk about it at football games?
yeah,
All right. This was common knowledge to everyone in the schools?
yeah.
Why?
I mean, again, we were young, so everything that's
If it's common knowledge to everybody in the schools between your boyfriend and the people going live and Young and Ace and the victim that she mentioned, which is obviously Julio, right? If it's common knowledge in our school days, aren't you up here right now testifying to your own motive in association with the eventual killing? Aren't you up here testifying and just drawing the dots that, yo, it's been up between these factions, Ace and Julio. And we all knew about it. We all watched the lives. We all talked about it. You know, my boyfriend was on the lives and all. Like, is it just me? Is it just me? What is he guiding her into saying? Mind you, people, she's being questioned by her lawyer right now.
going on in the media, everybody just talked about it.
Oh, shit.
Did you have any personal connection to Robert Howard?
No,
What about to Spaz?
no,
All right. Did you know Spaz?
no, I heard of him.
All right. And when I say Spaz, I'm referring to Gerard Adams.
Yeah, I don't know him. I heard of him.
Okay. Did you have any personal connection to this individual, Bibby?
No,
All right. Did you know of him?
yes.
And how did you know of these individuals? Like Spaz, Bibby, how did you know of these people?
When one individual died, some people would post it, so I would see it.
Okay. When you started to date Isaiah Chance, how was your relationship with him?
In the beginning, it was good, I would say. And then he changed over time. I mean, once we got comfortable with each other.
What did he change? What had changed about him?
He started to be a little more controlling. Like as I got older and I would want to go out, he didn't like that.
In what ways was he controlling?
Like he would tell me what to post, what not to post, or if he didn't want me to take something down, or don't wear this, don't wear that, like little stuff like that.
And when he was having these controlling ways, would you listen to him?
Yes.
Why?
I mean, I didn't know no better at the time.
Other than just having controlling ways, did Isaiah Chance ever put his hands on you?
Yes.
How many times?
I wouldn't say I was counting, but it's been a few times.
Do you remember the first time that it happened?
On a serious note, ladies, imagine being with a man that's being controlling, telling you what to post, what not to post, snatching your phone up every chance he gets, making you just feel real controlled and real uncomfortable. All jokes aside, this is a real life example of where this type of shit can lead. Now I know some people might think that this is extreme. Some people might think like there's could be some women out there that this video comes across. It's just that one little across the face. That's all I caught. That's it. It's over. He ain't gonna do that no more. I spoke to his mother. Right? But just imagine the probability of seeing a real life example of like some of these girls that get controlled. Yo, come on, we out. As per her defense right now. And then you end up facing life because some of you women want to be with the bad boy. You see that a lot, right? The women, I need me a gangster as well. Somebody's in them streets and all that. And if he ain't selling drugs, he ain't got nothing for me. What? You better find you a 9-to-5 and law-abiding taxpaying citizen like me. What? I promise you. As one thing I can guarantee. They say never say never. I never have my lady in the passenger seat of a fucking hit. The circumstances I'm not laughing at. I'm just laughing at how wild people follow behind some of the signs that the world teaches us every day, and people don't give a fuck. And they still do the same shit. The same shit. They don't care. It's like there's two ways to learn a lesson. You learn the lesson by going through it yourself or learning it through watching somebody else go through it. I don't want to see anybody at all go through it, me or nobody else. But if I got to pick one, which lesson you think I'm going to want to learn? The one that I got to go through or the one I could pull up World Star and be like, oh, really? Okay, don't stand that close to the fucking train tracks. All right.
Yes.
When was the first time that it happened?
Back in like 2021 at his house.
What happened in that situation?
We were arguing over the phone. Like he wanted my phone and I wouldn't give it to him. And that was the first time he ever like snatched it and he ended up hitting me.
Hit you how?
With a closed fist. And I was kind of like just blocking myself and saying stop.
All right, were you standing up? Were you on the ground?
I was on the bed, the edge of the bed.
And how did it stop?
His mom came in. He was telling him like to back up off me. And he was like, no, she good. And he closed the door.
Anybody here follow me on Twitter? Shout out to Vic with this comment right here. Where's my very last tweet? Hold on. Does it any of y'all follow me on Twitter? What the fuck did I say? I don't even want to paraphrase it. I'm gonna read it to you. What does it say? It says, it's Halloween, which means my ass is in the house away from all you cats trying to use today as an excuse to act crazy. Welcome to Dairy episode 2 is out, which means my night is set. Old man life. I don't even like going outside on New Year's and Halloween anymore. Fuck you, me. You did right. Ain't risking prosecution, man. How the fuck? I say all the time, survive, survive, survive. How do we survive? It's not just my life. I want my freedom to survive also. I gotta stay the fuck away from some of this shit. Ladies, kidding me? All right. Oh, man.
All right, that was the first time.
Yes.
Did you have any bruises?
Yes.
What happened? Did you go home when you had the bruises?
No, he wouldn't let me go home.
Who would not let you go home?
Isaiah.
Why would he not let you go home?
I think it was because he didn't want my parents to see it, and he probably thought they would make a big deal, which they would.
So, were you, I guess, hiding the bruise that you had?
At the time, yes.
Did you eventually go home?
Yes.
Did you tell anybody what happened?
Did anybody see the video where me and Holla is arguing the behind the scenes of the Cassidy and Hitman face off after shit went left? It's on 15 Minutes of Fame. It's not in the actual face off footage. But I'm like calming Holla down, and he's like, "Nah, I ain't trying to hit. Like you got to realize you a league owner. Ain't nobody. You here? You know, I'm here by myself." And I flipped my jacket a little bit, and I was like, "I'm here by myself too." But if you read the comment on the screen versus the context of what I'm saying, it's like I'm by myself, but I'm not by myself. Like we kind of got something in common here. It's just I'm not in the bag. Like, you know what I'm saying? But hollering audible, that's my nigga. But son, you hear what the fuck I'm trying to tell y'all, B. But sometimes it's all jokes aside, it's not even about how many people is with you. It's not even needing the homies. Stay my ass right here, watch TV tonight, and watch shit like this. Crazy.
Yes, my friend.
Who?
Jewel.
All right. Was there any other times that you can remember Isaiah Chance putting his hands on you?
It was a few more times after that. I don't remember the specific date, but I know it was around my birthday in 2024.
Why are y'all doing her forehead so crazy in the chat? Focus, people. All right, let's put back on our lawyer ties and boots. Y'all are really killing her in the chat. Y'all, come on, y'all, let's focus up, man. And it's my fault. We're not taking this serious enough. I blame me. All right, let me serious up. Let me get this last laugh out. Come on, people. We've turned into a mini courtroom over here on this podcast, man. Let's take this serious.
And then it was another time in 2022. It was a few times.
All right. Did he ever, outside of your house and in the car, did he ever put his hands on you?
Yes.
Can you tell me about that situation?
Well, the one in the car was before we went to Tampa. It was a couple of days before that. Somebody called me, and I ended up telling him it was someone that he didn't want me to talk to, like one of my guy friends. And he assumed the guy liked me, so he got mad. And he came to my house, insisting that I come outside. So, I go outside. I look in the car. I'm like, what? He said, get in the car. I said, for what? And then he gave me a look, so I got in the car.
When you got in the car, what happened?
He drove me to, like, a park, and he stopped, and he was like, let me see your phone. And I said, no. But he ended up grabbing it. He was telling me to unlock it, and I wouldn't unlock it. And that's when he repeatedly hit me to unlock the phone.
Yeah, all of this is alley-oops between her and her lawyer. It's got to be premeditated, pre-rehearsed practice. You're going to let her know of some of the questions that's going to come her way, and you're going to try to guide her in how to answer those, of course. And this one clearly is about her passing her boyfriend the phone in the parking lot. All right, so they can continue the drops during the stalking of Julio Foolio. So this is their attack on that right now. It's clear.
How did he hit you?
Like on the side of my face. So I'm in the passenger seat. Somebody hit you from the side. You're hitting the side of the seatbelt thing. It was like on the side. I don't know what they call it.
Where the seatbelt comes out of?
Yeah, like
the tracks?
Yeah, my head was hitting on that.
All right. And how long did that last for?
I believe we were sitting there for like 20 minutes because I get frustrated and I just start kicking and hitting back, and then he told me to stop.
All right. After that, did you go back home?
Later on that day, I did. Well, once we sit there for a minute, he ended up talking to me, apologizes, then we go out to eat.
Was that his way of making up to you?
Yes.
Did that happen more times than one?
Yes.
I'm gonna show you something, and I want you to try to recognize it.
Is this the pictures now? I saw the pictures on Instagram. This is probably it.
you recognize what you see?
Yes.
How do you recognize it?
It's me sending my friend a picture of
Well,
my.
just tell me how you recognize. Don't tell me what it is.
Oh, well, I see my face.
All right. And did you take these photographs?
Yes.
Is it a fair and accurate depiction of the photograph you took?
Yes.
At this time, defense would move. What's defense exhibit 7 into evidence?
Any objection? No objection, Judge. Admitted.
Want that in evidence, huh? Okay.
I thought that the computer's frozen.
What's wrong with your computer, G? Step your game up. What you mean your computer's frozen at a time like this? We ain't trying to hear that. Better hit the Geek Squad or something, dog. Have a backup. My life is in jeopardy, man. I'm here fighting for my life. 25 to life. You talk about a frozen laptop. She should have wilded on him right there. Frozen laptop. Fuck you mean? Are they literally rebooting right now? They're going through the updates and all that, right? You should hate that shit. Think it's just a regular reboot. Then you gotta sit there for an extra 5-10 minutes. Flying updates that I ain't even asked for. Then the shit don't work no more after that. They about to put it up on the screen. Oh, there you go.
All right.
There they
Ms.
go.
Andrews, what is this a photograph of?
My face.
And why? What is on your face?
That's when he bruised my eye.
Who is he?
Isaiah.
Do you remember when this was? Time frame?
I don't remember the exact date, but I recall sending her a picture though.
Who is her?
I think that's Jewel.
All right. Now, why did you send this picture?
Because I was already telling her about the other incident. So when I sent it to her, I'm like I'm fed up, kind of like just telling her like, what do I do?
All right. All right. What is this photograph?
Of my eye that he bruised.
Exhibit
Same exhibit.
for the record, correct?
Yes, same
Are they
exhibit.
marked, are they different photos within one exhibit?
It's a composite exhibit,
So
yes.
do you have them identified for the record?
There'll be exhibit 7.
All that right there, I think, is just contention of how to mark the exhibits. Okay. Now, while she's on the stand, they also try to walk her through the moments of the shooting and her boyfriend's car and their movements. I'm going to fast forward to the end here, and then y'all determine if you feel like she threw her boyfriend under the bus or not.
Just turned around.
Did he get out the car and talk to anyone?
No,
Did you get out the car and talk to anyone?
no.
And then after you leave that parking lot, what happens?
He drives off to like 2 streets over.
Well, okay. Do you hear anything?
Yeah, I heard shots.
All right. Tell me about the shots that you heard.
It was like a lot. And I looked at him like my mouth open like you heard that? But he didn't really pay attention to me. He like, what? So I didn't say anything.
After that, what happens?
He waits a little bit, then he drives off back to the Airbnb.
All right. At this point in time, what's going on in your head?
I mean, I heard a lot of shots, so I didn't know what went on. Somebody shoot in the air, somebody got shot at. I didn't know.
Did you know that somebody died?
No,
Did you know that someone got shot?
Hey, Judge.
no.
Yes, yes, of course. Okay, sorry, I'm sorry, it is. I've done.
I wonder if they got an angle. All right, so hold on. Before I get to the possible angle that I might have just thought about listening to that, let me ask y'all, do y'all feel like she threw her boyfriend under the bus? So the domestic dispute stuff, to be fair, we could look at it almost like the Diddy situation, right? Think about him fighting Rico. And everybody was just like, yo, this is too much. Y'all feds is a little bit off base here because this should have all been in state. He's not fighting the fact that he beat up Cassie, okay? That's not the charges. He's not here for assault. That's not what it was ever about. In which case here, no man or woman is looking at these pictures going around social media or seeing her up on a stand and being like, oh, damn, it's okay to do that. You know, beating on your girl is beating on your girl. But when these other suspects and her boyfriend comes in and it's their time for trial, that's not what they're going to face. They're facing the shooting and the murder of Julio Foolio. So at the end there, she doesn't throw him under the bus. She says, you know, we heard shots when we were pulling off. I looked at him and we kind of was just like in awe, like, what the hell is going on? We just heard a lot of shots and we didn't think too much of it, and we kept it pushing. Right. Now, what that made me think about just now is we already seen come into play the cars moving around the hotel, and they got the multiple cameras, even the camera that's tied to the Tesla fucking car charger. They got cameras all over around southbound, westbound of that hotel that they've already pulled up. So the car that her and her boyfriend is in, oh man, we might have to bring that video up maybe for tomorrow's stream. So her boyfriend wasn't one of the shooters? Are they just being accused both of just being spotters? Because if they already got the footage that they showed and can bring back again, that her car parked up and they're alleging that one of the people that hopped out on Julio Foolio and that whole triangle of shooting that they already showed from multiple angles, if one of them is alleged to be her boyfriend that hopped out, and you're here talking about we pulled off, that would be another disservice that you're doing to yourself up there on that stand. Now, I don't remember her ever being accused of only being a stalker with her boyfriend. I always thought her boyfriend was being pinned as also one of the shooters. I'll pull the footage up after the stream, maybe or early tomorrow. When we go live tomorrow, we'll take a look at that again, and we'll look at the car that they're in by brand and model and color, and see if they're saying that he hopped out of that one, because she could be fucking herself over with that testimony right there too. Now I get it. If I'm up there, I don't want to act like anybody hopped out of my car either. But if they already got the footage, because you got up there to testify just to kind of get beat towards this whole manslaughter, your mental state under duress, and then you end up doing all this other damage, possibly. I don't know. That's another reason why Tory may not have took the stand in his case. But all right, here's another name that came up in trial. Not just Young and Ace. Young and Ace he's been going through it so far, but this person needs to take his ass to Ibiza as well. Alicia Andrews' lawyer asked why J. Breezy hasn't been arrested. And I believe they're asking this to either a detective or the lead detective that was on the case.
You know about an individual named J.
Yes, I do, sir.
And he paid for the Airbnb in this case?
The Cash App records indicate that J. Breezy paid Mr. Isaiah Chance $390 right before Mr. Isaiah Chance paid for the Airbnb.
All right, and J. he was never arrested.
This investigation is still open.
It's still open?
In reference to any other involvement, specifically to Mr. J.
All right. Okay. The fact that he paid for the Airbnb, that wasn't enough for an arrest warrant. Oh, sorry, go
the
ahead.
fact that he sent $390 on its own was not enough for an arrest warrant for J. Breezy, correct?
Was it enough for a search warrant?
I can't.
Yeah, that's relevance. Sustain the objection.
You also, you know.
Oh, I mean, at one token, you could look at that and say, yeah, he kind of said it. It wasn't enough for an arrest warrant, but then when the search warrant is brought up, like, what's the lawyer doing there? Trying to throw that guy some information on the low? But the detective's response was almost just like, don't have me here in open public court, right? That's accessible to the public, speaking on stuff that's going on in open investigation. I just don't want to do that. That's why you see he didn't seem fumbly like he didn't have the answer. He seemed fumbly like he didn't want to put all the shit out there, you know? So even when trial is in the midst of ongoing, people are still possibly being targeted. And you got to remember shit like that. All right, we're done with the Julio Foolio trial today, people. There's a couple more things I want to pull up that I took note of today. I'm kind of over it at this point, y'all. I ain't gonna lie, because this is like the third, fourth time we fucking seeing this. Javante Tank Davis accused of brutal assault and kidnapping in an explosive Miami lawsuit. All right, let's see. Javante Davis accused of brutal assault and kidnapping, explosive Miami lawsuit. Javante Davis converts to Islam, adopts Muslim name Abdul whoever. Boxing superstar Javante Tank Davis is once again facing major legal trouble, this time in a civil courtroom. A new lawsuit filed in Miami-Dade County accuses the world champion fighter of violently attacking, choking, and kidnapping his ex-girlfriend, Courtney Rossell, in a shocking incident at her workplace. Damn, her job? The lawsuit filed by Richard C. Wolf of Wolf Law Miami, PA, and Jeff C. whoever law group lays out disturbing claims to battery, aggravated battery, false imprisonment, kidnapping, and intentional infliction of emotional distress. According to the complaint, Rozelle alleges that in the early hours of October 27, 2025, this is 3-4 days ago, Davis stormed into Tootsie's, the Miami Gentlemen's Club, where she worked as a VIP cocktail waitress, and attacked her inside the VIP lounge. The suit says David grabbed, choked, and dragged Rozelle through the stairwell, the kitchen, and the back exit before beating her in a parking garage, striking her in the back and the head while she screamed for help. Rozelle claims she and Davis had been privately dating about 5 months, but that their relationship was marked by repeated physical abuse and death threats. The complaint outlines a terrifying pattern. On multiple occasions, Davis allegedly choked her, threatened to kill her, and assaulted her, both in private and public settings. One of the most chilling moments described in a lawsuit took place at Playa, Miami on September 23rd, 2025, when Davis allegedly choked Rozelle in public after accusing her of cheating. That same day, he allegedly sent her a written death threat reading, "I'll kill you," to read the rest of the log onto the book. So I was hoping, and you can't clean this shit up, but I was hoping at least this would be like his BM, that he's already been, we've seen footage of, the police pulling up at his crib and shit like that. This is what, a 5-month-old relationship? Allegedly? 5 months? I don't care how much money, how much celebrity, how much beautiful lifestyle you guys have access to. She's saying in September some shit happened, allegedly. October, it happens again. 4 days ago, it happens while you're there at work. Here's the thing about Tank, where I'm sorry, it makes me believe it. It's one thing to put your hands on a woman, period. Like they'll be in the privacy of their own home and boop, 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 boop. We hear about it, we see it. Unfortunate reality. But a man that's willing to do it in front of people, in public, that's a whole nother level of I can do what I want. That's a whole nother level of danger to me too. That's a whole nother level of recklessness. And no, none of us was there. Well, I wasn't. There probably are witnesses. If you walked into a fucking nightclub, dragged her out of the fucking lab, through the kitchen, through the back and all this type of shit, there might be 1 or 2 witnesses. But let's say there wasn't any witnesses. We saw the footage, I'll still say allegedly, and this was years ago, of him running up on some woman in front row of the basketball game on camera in front of hundreds, if not thousands of people. Come here. Allegedly. But still, like, we saw that footage, right? We saw the footage. So he's got something going on, maybe. Well, he just is, I don't know. I know a person that would justify his ability to hit a woman because he was always say, I'll hit a nigga. I'll beat the shit out. If I could hit my own kid, if I could beat the shit out of a grown ass man, what makes you think this girl that's not playing with me can't catch a slap or two? I don't know Javante Davis's thoughts, but I do know somebody who that was their thoughts. Like, Don't look at me like I'm bitch for hitting on a woman, because I'll hit on it. I'll hit on any man the same way. And Tank obviously is beating a lot of people to fuck up in the ring. So it's not like people look at you like, oh, you that a different type of coward that'll hit a woman but won't fight a man. So he's obviously not that. Maybe he's just that controlling. Does insecurity come with it too, where you're willing to just like go to those lengths with a woman? If it were true, then I would say that there's some insecurity in there. There's a lot of insecurity in there, you know, because if I gotta walk up in your job, or if I gotta feel like I need to go to some extreme extent in September, and then October I'm walking up in your job and all the type of shit, then I'm with the wrong woman. You know what I'm saying? Then I'm with the fucking wrong woman. But it's all allegedly, right? Do I really need to come back with a full lawsuit, y'all, and the paperwork? He just keeps getting hit with situations like this, man. It's unfortunate for the young guy. It really is. Really is. All right. What was this one? I wanted to ask you guys how you move and if you agree or disagree with this. All right, let's listen to Mano when it comes to involving himself with Max B while being Jim Jones' friend.
Would you be okay with your friend doing business with your enemy?
You asking me?
Yeah.
I can't go to the Max B party because you're my friend. Yeah.
Why?
Because you my fucking friend, nigga.
What?
Yeah. Talk about it. Because let me explain something to you. I'm a loyal nigga at the end of the day. Before music. Let me tell you something. Let me explain something to you, David. Mr. David.
Dawood. I'm Dawood on this podcast.
I like that.
It's crazy.
My Muslim brother. Check this out. At the end of the day, I'm a person that your enemies is my enemies. Because that's the love that I got for you. If we like that, then I'm gonna take on whatever it is that you got going on. And it's fuck them, then I gotta feel the same way. If everybody don't come from that world, that's the world I come from. So what I'm saying is I wouldn't be okay if niggas was congregating with my enemies.
Right.
I would not be okay because you know why? I wouldn't do the same. I would not do the same.
I respect you for that. Would you be okay?
Chat, how y'all feel about that? Do y'all agree? Do y'all disagree? Do you feel like Jim is doing too much there and got his friends out here in situations that they don't need to be in? Or do you feel like Mano is right? You know what I'm saying? You with who you with? How do y'all feel about that? Me personally, now there's different levels of enemies, right? What kind of enemy are we talking about? If this person can cause you harm, and harm could be physical, it could be financial. Yeah, I can't be around that person. You know what I'm saying? Like if you're my friend, not associate, if you're my friend, I can't deal with you at all. Even if me and you used to be cool, if this is my friend and you're not my friend, you're like an associate, I lose it's shitty, but I lose the association at that level because what you're doing to who I consider a loved one, you're harming them in a way that is detrimental, right? Foolish shit though. And I don't think that the Max being the Jim Jones thing is foolish. I think at this time, maybe there's room to maybe reconcile, but what do I know? There's shit that happened behind the scenes that we don't all know about. So who knows? But if it's not that level and this is my friend and that's my associate, then sometimes it just comes with a check-in. You know what I'm saying? Like, that person told me, fuck you on Twitter before. Fuck you, ARP. And you have an opportunity to make money with that person. It could be a tap-in, and I do the same. Hey, man, such and such offer me a bag. I know he said fuck you on Twitter, but that ain't about nothing, right? Like, you cool? Like, I'm considering, but I want to, you know what I mean? It's not don't be too in your ego or too big to think that you're getting permission to go make money. It's not about that. It's about upholding the love you have for somebody. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to love a true loved one to make you feel like, damn, they would step on me, or they would leave me out to fend for myself, or they would be an opportunist, or when there's money involved or whatever, it becomes everything gets neutralized. You want to see your loved ones. And I know we throw shit around, everybody's brothers and sisters. We throw it around too much. If you're my brother, if you're my sister, if you're my loved one, if you are a real friend, you stand next to me through good and bad, which means that sometimes you might have to take a hit financially, physically, whatever. You might have to take a hit because you with me. And I'm supposed to return the same thing in your direction. You know what I'm saying? So if it's truly an enemy of mine, if you want to get money with them, we supposed to talk. You know what I'm saying? If Max B is saying that my wife touched it in Miami, it's real songs and shit, right? You're not supposed to pop up at his welcome home party. You're not supposed to. Jim Jones has shown over the years, I still consider this guy a problem. Anytime I'm asked about him as a recent, I still say no, or I flip out. Mano brought it up the other day because YFN Lucci and Young Thug did a song together. Mano used that to bring it up again. And what was Jim Jones' reaction? Jim Jones said, "You want me to tweak out here, some shit? Like you want me to flip out on this podcast or what?" And Mano was like, "Nah. You know what I'm saying? I just brought it up because I seen them other two guys get over their shit. I want to know where you stood." Jim Jones 2 weeks ago is still telling you he will tweak out over Max B. So if you're my loved one, how the fuck are you at his party? I agree. So here's the good thing about Jim Jones in that situation. He's not hiding it. Don't put your friends in that position. Don't have your friends ask you like Mano did. Like, yo, what's up with y'all? And you be like, ain't about nothing. And then you be like, all right. And then 2 weeks later, you end up at the party and he really feel away. Like, oh, you went to that nigga party? Hold on. Wait, what? I actually respect Jim saying, I want the whole world to know. I don't fuck with him. So what's understood ain't got to be said. If I'm telling the whole world, including you, when you ask me, don't fucking go do that. That's just real shit. That's real shit. All right. So shout out to Mano and shout out to Jim on that one. Last but not least, people, I did see Jay Mills come back with another response. Let's keep the party going and then let's rank it.
I'm sorry I lied to you, Martin. I just didn't want to go to Arizona.
You are now listening to the sounds of the Ether Boy.
Sometimes you gotta spin the block to make sure the job is done. Feel me? I don't think you really fully understand that I'm nice. Why the fuck you call me out my house at amateur night? Wow. If you gon' get on the stage, come and stand in the light. And later this week at your vigil, let them candles be bright. Trying to break out of this straitjacket daily is kind of fun though. It ain't nowhere to run though. I'm already up 1-0, about to be up 2-0. And trust me when them guns blow, it's boom, bye, and about you done know. Silly nigga, never had no motion in the city, nigga. If we was in the series, nigga, I average like 60, nigga. Find out where you live and spin that block until I'm dizzy, nigga. Even when I ain't got shit to do, I get busy, nigga. I heard you love power, so do I. Just hear me out. High as a rocket, this ain't science, but check this theory out. Maybe if you won that showcase in Uncle Lulu bar, maybe Kanan friend was never famous. Maybe you the star, maybe you was the foundation, maybe you the card. Before them URL stages, maybe you was the bar. Last chapter on Smack DVDs, maybe you was the star. I'm at checkout with DNA Soul, about to add 2 cards. This ain't a battle, this a slow spar. Your bar's kitty like a toy car. My light bulb 1,000,000 watts, son. Hold up, you better boogaloo, my nigga. I'm a soldier like Motar. I can't lie, DNA. When I see you, I think of a bitch. You like a pink dove soap bar. Boy, I take it over far. I'm about to run it up like an overcharge. Pistol in your mouth where your molars are. On any beat ever made, I'm who you could never out-rap. And you know that. You just drove too far to go back. Nigga, you should have thought about how you was playing your cards. Now you talking about let's be cool when the playoff starts. Trying to wave the white flag in the air. Cause it's clear as a pair. We just do not compare. This shit unfair. I'm like stadium lights at night. You just a glare with no flare. I'm like, why would he dare? Fucking we hair. Boy, I'm psycho. You psycho. no typo. I'm godly, I make light glow. You a Foot Locker uniform, it ain't no merit to your stripes, ho. That group chat don't care about your life, bro. You all words like a teleprompter. I love sharing, watch me spread the chopper. Call it ER, he need extra doctors. See bitch niggas in front of they bitch. I had you feeling like Chris Rock on that night that he left the Oscars. Willingly, I mean this shit so seriously. I'm furious like Furious. Do you Trey Eric? Stop kidding me. Look, I won't let this 9 give you Trey Eric. No kidding me. I will serve you on a tray like you a dinner beat. My flow go all sorts of ways like a centipede.
He kept playing on that tray.
With my group of sinners, not at all. This that legendary pioneer energy. This that when you see me, it ain't no grinning me. I tried to break the cycle, Lord forgive me please, but I come from a family of crime like the Genovese. I've been the man since a kid, but now I'm pretty grown. Queens get the money, I know I was raised by Pretty Tone. We bully bullies and we punish threats. I had my feet up out in Malibu, but now I got them on your neck. I don't think you want this type of pressure, cause pressure bust pipes and pipes bust skulls open. I talk shit with your skull poking. I take you niggas to war and bury y'all all, but I'm smoking on that Eric for sure. Quentin Tarantino type shit, 1 against 84. You used to battles with 3 rounds, but I got 80 more. Put your contacts in, read the room, check the score. I've been him since Iverson stepped over Tyloo on the floor.
All right. Well, how does this end? Oh, after DNA's last drop, where he bought out the exclusive Avarex, I said DNA snatched it back. Oh, one area that I could definitely claim a winner in thus far is Jay Mills on the beats. Jay Mills is coming with some crazy beats. I love the production that he's using. Rap wise, man, it's still, it feels kind of even because they what 2 apiece now. So DNA did the no shit, and then he did the shit in the restaurant. Jay Mills had the first shit where he wore the update your resume hoodie, and now this one. So it's 2 and 2. It's 2 and 2. I like it kind of even right now, but at the same time, like, I need a way to declare a winner. And I don't know how they want to go about this. Do y'all want to say like whoever stops first? Because if y'all took it back to the era of like, let's say Jay Mills battles when he was on the street corners and all that type of shit, them ciphers and all that, them days, a lot of them battles was just like who runs out of raps first, who stops rapping first. If I was the judge in this, if I was moderating this, which I'm not, but you know what I would throw out there? Listen, this is how it's going to go. You guys got 48 hours to respond every time. And the first person to miss that mark loses. Unless somebody puts out some trash. And I don't know, they're just both so solid on beat. So how does it end? How the fuck does it end? Somebody would have to put out some whack shit. Other than that, we both here, right? Jay Mills, don't he got bars and these shits talking about now I'll do this for days. I got bars. Like, okay, keep going then. You want to know what, Jay Mills or DNA? Don't even wait for the other person. That's how you could just snatch the lead. Just bomb again. Like Jay Mills just was the last person to drop. Drop again. Drop again. Make it where it's like DNA is playing catch up. Or DNA come with 2. Put the pressure back on Mills. I don't know. I'm just giving you guys some cool thoughts. You know what I'm saying? We all here for it. Damn, Jay. Jay, you need to just stay on beat. Shout out to Mills. Shout out to DNA, man. This is very entertaining. I love the bars. I love the bars. And I'm pretty sure they see what we see. The more that they're doing, the more popular this back and forth is getting. Like platforms are starting to pick it up more and more and more. So it's dope. You guys got our attention. Do not let this, don't let this walk across the finish line in a shitty way. Because you guys are both invested at this point. All right. Don't let this whole just fall off the map. We need this to get to a pinnacle somehow. And I don't know how. And I'm not saying it's got to be on stage, but it's got to get to a pinnacle, and we got to have a way to just determine a winner or something. But it's dope so far. Last but not least, I'll say this. I want to see if there's a way for goods to enter the chat without it coming off like, oh, now it's too, because if goods just came in with a track dissing Jay Mills, it would actually push Jay Mills up. It would make it look like, oh, what's this, a 20v1, nigga? What's a K to a set? It would look like that. Like, because Jay Mills is obviously holding his own, and at the times he's in the lead of this shit. So here comes Goods, and it's like, oh, you had to get your man. Like, it wouldn't look right. But I want to see a way where because Goods was a part of all this shit starting. It was DNA, Goods, and Jay Mills. So how do I see Goods on track, which is dope, come into this shit, but not unbalance it? Can Jay Mills go get somebody? I don't know. I don't know. I want to see a Goods track in the mix of this. I just don't know how to do it. You guys are the creators, right? Figure it out. If not, bring this shit to a peak so we could determine a fucking winner. But good work. Good work, Jay Mills, since this is his particular drop right here. Good work. All right. Earlier we had Beast J mentioned how cooked Shorty is. He says, cooked. I would be pissed if my trial was after hers. Am I the only one that thinks her lawyers came out of a Cracker Jack box? Let me ask you this, man. How much money you think that girl has access to? Does she look well off? Does she look very, very... I don't even got to talk about rich. Does she look very, very stable? What type of representation you think you're going to purchase? Think Brian Steele? You know, even if Brian Steele was interested in the case, you know what you got to pay the guy? So money is always a thing. I mean, how much money does she have to spend on representation? And she has multiple lawyers, which is good to see. You know, sometimes one lawyer is doing a lot of the cross-examination, another one's doing a lot of the behind-the-scenes investigative work and follow-up and chase down lead, whatever. So she got multiple lawyers in there. I think we've seen at least 3 at this point, right? And it's a high-profile case, which is supposed to attract lawyers because that's the type of case that you want for your resume. I worked the Julio Foolio case, win or lose. You know, it's on your resume. Of course, you want the win to be on your resume, but lawyers want basketball players want to play in the playoffs. You know, football players want to play in the playoffs. Attorneys want. It's the same thing. Like, so you never know. She might have got a nice group of lawyers that were interested in the case, or who knows? I'm not counting nobody's pockets. But all in all, they're not looking too good up there so far. But how good can you look when she already looked like she was set up to be facing time based on the circumstances? Yeah, shout out to the whole green team. Shout out to the mod. Shout out to the whole chat. Capo's in the building. Glad you're good, G. I was looking at some of that in the chat that you guys were talking about. Glad you're good. Glad you're good. We saw this one earlier from our beautiful mod and member, Jay. She dropped this off. A little reminder for some of us. Jay also back with this one says, I'm 10 toes about you. You be better. Wait. You better be 10 toes about me. Okay, we're talking about the Jim Jones and the Mano topic. You're not rocking with someone. I'm not rocking with them either. The energy needs to be the same. Yo, it's just how the shit goes, B. It's how the shit goes. It's how the shit goes, man. Now, when you're friends with multiple people, that's what creates either you're able to play neutral, you're able to walk away, or you play your best to help the two people fix their relationship. And if you can't fix it, you mind your business, stay out of it. You rock with both, and both people are supposed to understand he's literally friends with both sides. You know what I'm saying? But if I'm friends with you, the motherfucker's not my friend. I don't tell them I love them. We don't help each other. We don't know each other's families. We don't be at each other's cribs. We don't know each other's kids. We don't spend holidays together, all that type of shit. We don't help each other make money. Don't you dare step on me behind that motherfucker. It just is what it is, man. Like, do you guys think that, like, you know what? I ain't gonna say it. I'll leave it alone. I had a good reference for you guys, being the reference king. I'll leave it alone. There's gonna be some battle rap shit. I'll leave it alone. All right. Shout out to everybody that made it in. Afternoon gang. I saw comments earlier. I like the AMs. I miss the AMs ARP. You know, we've been afternoons. I've kept my promise of 7 days a week, but yes, there has been some movement. More streams in the afternoons. I don't know what else other excuse to give you. You know what I'm saying? AMs are not abandoned. But as you guys see this week, there is a small change timing wise. Okay, people. So what's tonight? Tonight is it's Halloween. Yes. People, please be safe. I know everybody uses today as an opportunity to put on some skimpy outfits or run around acting crazy, get themselves in trouble, scare people, all types of shit. I'm cool, man. I stay in the house now for certain holidays, man. Been there, done that. You know how many Halloweens I ran crazy, tearing shit up. I'm waiting for a little bit later. We're gonna watch Derry episode 2. When that's done, we're gonna pull up all the Easter egg videos that have been probably getting made all day because that shit has been out since this morning. It took everything in me not to watch the episode this morning and then wait until this evening when I could watch it with the kids. And there's some gore in it that I'm not too fond of letting them see, but they're big fans of it. I let them watch the horror movie It because I always looked at the It movie as like, it's like some comedic. I don't know. It's not like the old school one when I was a kid. I don't know. It's like they laugh at it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not letting them watch Sinister or fucking Conjuring and shit like that. But there's just something about it. I'm just like, my kids are cool with it. You know what I'm saying? So when the show started, we started episode 1 last week, and the only thing that bothered me as a parent was that opening scene with the mother in the car. And if you've seen it, you know what I'm talking about. And I was like, fuck, I gotta start covering some eyes and shit. So I know there might be a couple of those during the show where things get gory. But I'm letting them watch it under PG, parental guidance. All right. So we're gonna watch it tonight. Probably pop out the popcorn. I might pour me up a glass of wine, and enjoy the show. When that's over, watch the Easter eggs. Any games on tonight? Any good NBA games on tonight? Wemby's out here looking like he's from wherever it came from, because he's like an extraterrestrial being. Wemby's looking like he's from the same place right now. If he does that all year, then yeah, I get it. The league is done. If he can do that sustained and also stay healthy, yeah, the league is done. It's over. It's his league now. Wemby's just out here looking like, I don't know. Did you guys see Lamar come back yesterday? I know. It's only Miami, but the man looked good. Okay, the man looked good. Shout out to Lamar, man. I'm glad to see him back. I want him in the Super Bowl this year. I said that at the end of last year's Super Bowl, or earlier this year's Super Bowl. I said I'm going for Lamar to catch one this year. So I hope that they continue to get their shit together after the slow start. They got their health back. They got their man back. They looked good yesterday. The rest of his near upcoming schedule right now is looking good, right? Like the next 6 weeks, it's looking good for their schedules. It doesn't look too crazy. What else? And I forget the lineup for Sunday, but I'll be tapped in Sunday as well. So, all right, y'all. For all you guys that won't listen to me and just gotta be outside, be safe. I'll catch y'all tomorrow. We'll be back.
Don't confuse silence with work ethic. I'm a boss making decisions, my first fetish. The verse cherished is perfect, that's a reverse blemish. I drop it, connected to block, learn Tetris.
This is the Sorry True Podcast. Welcome to the house of. And shout out to the members.